Today we go through about 23 Easter eggs and references of the newest episode Rick and Morty Rick Foo Hustle. Number 1 is that this episode was rated mature. This is only the 12th episode to be rated mature. These are the previous ones listed here. This is of course in reference to Jerry's sex scene with Poolbot. Number 2 is the title of the episode Rick Foo Hustle. This is a reference to Kung Fu Hustle, a 2004 Stephen Chow film, and the film's DNA actually is everywhere: the exaggerated Kung Fu choreography, the comedic tone, and the idea of hidden masters living among ordinary people. Liu Shin is essentially a Rick and Morty version of Chow's archetypal Kung Fu master. Number 3, 5-point exploding heart technique. This is from Kill Bill. Liu Shin's signature move is directly a lift from the 5-point palm exploding heart technique in Kill Bill Volume 2, Pai Mei's legendary death touch that makes the victim take 5 steps before their heart explodes. Now, even Kill Bill was inspired by Din Mak, the real martial arts myth of the touch of death. Number 4 is Punchy, the Hawaiian Punch mascot. The god of punch is Punchy, the Hawaiian Punch mascot. His design is based on the original 1960s version red hat surf shirt, not the modern iteration. In universe, Punchy is a literal demon god summoned through Kung Fu. In real life, Punchy's entire ad campaign involves sucker punching tourists and offering them fruit punch, making God of Punch weirdly logical. Number 5 is Maximum Overdrive Punch. This is a Stephen King film again. Liu Shin uses a maximum overdrive punch to turn on a car during the fight. This references the film Maximum Overdrive about machines coming to life and attacking humans. The punch literally animates a vehicle. Number 6 is Doctor Who and Loki reference. So when confronting Liu Shin, Rick explicitly compares himself to Doctor Who and Loki. Both are trickster archetypes who use intelligence and chaos to defeat stronger opponents. So this is Rick's self-image in a nutshell. Notably, he doesn't compare himself to heroes, he compares himself to a chaotic Time Lord and a god of mischief. Number 7, GooTube. This is of course a YouTube parody. When Jerry searches for a way to fix the Poolbot, he uses GooTube on his phone. This is again a classic Rick and Morty brand parody of YouTube, joining the show's long list of slightly off-corporate spoofs. Number 8, Boob World. Now, Boob World has been mentioned as a running gag since Rattlestar Ricklastica. This is in season 4. Then again in Gotron, Jerry's Rickvangelon. This is in season 5. Jurassic Mort, season 6. This is the first time Rick and Morty actually attempt to go there, and they're stopped by the plot, which makes it even funnier. Number 9 is Morty's Boob World hat. So Morty wears a Boob World hat during the episode, which previously appeared in Gotron Jerry's Rickvangelon and Morty Daddy. It's a tiny background detail most viewers miss, but Morty has been a Boob World fan for many seasons. Number 10 is the clone questioning. When Morty questions whether Rick's training dummies have enough clones, this is a reference to 6 other episodes, more notably Big Trouble in Little Sanchez, Star Mort, Rick Turn of the Jerry, Edge of Tomorty, Mortiplicity, which was my favorite, That's a Morty, and Mort Ragnarok. Cloning is one of Rick's most used tool, of course, and Morty is now savvy enough to question the ethics and the logistics of this. Number 11 is Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. First time since Summer of All Fears. Rick actually yells this catchphrase for the first time since that episode after curing himself and Morty with Gerd Jurgen's help. The context here is kind of interesting. He's genuinely triumphant, not sarcastic or miserable. So this is a rare, happy Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Number 12, Blast Shields. A reference to Total Rickfall and Night Family. When the Smith house activates blast shields, it references both those appearances in those episodes, and Jerry knowing how to disable them is the real joke. So this means that he's been paying attention. Number 13, Foamy's Billboard. So a Foamy's Billboard appears during the fight sequence. The drink previously showed up in Amortican Grickfeedy, No Mortland, Hot Rick, and Rick Day's 7 Nights. It is essentially Rick and Morty's version of a Coca-Cola product placement, except it's for a fictional drink nobody wants, so similar to GooTube. A reference to which Beth is the clone. So this is a 7-season mystery. When Liu Shin hits Rick with the amnesia punch, Rick briefly asks the question, which Beth is the clone? Now I remember. This references the the ABCs of Beth in season 3 and star-mort Rick turn of the Jerry. 7 seasons later, though, we still do not know, and the show just teased us with fake amnesia-induced clarity. So it shows that Rick actually knows, because he says in the end, "I remember," before turning to the fight again. Number 15, Jerry's pool. This has been a season 9 through line. Jerry cleaning the pool continues as a season 9 arc that began with the pool's introduction in the first episode and it carried out in the second. Now in the third one, it was made into a full B plot, so pool season is officially a thing, and might I add, the B plot was a bit more interesting than the A plot, kinda. Number 16, Little Bits. So this was an Intradimensional Cable 2 reference. When Morty gets hit with an inflated noggin punch, his head telescopes into a restaurant. The tight framing and an absurd miniature food concept directly echoes the Little Bits sketch, where patrons choke on tiny food while a waiter screams "Little Bits." It's not an explicit reference, but the visual language is unmistakable. Number 17, the Reverse Punch. During the fight, Leo Shun reverses an attack in a way that functions exactly like the Reverse card, a punch that sends the attack back at the attacker. So people immediately clocked it as literally an Reverse Punch. Number 18, Trader Joe's Hash Browns. Rick and Morty stop at a Trader Joe's before their trip to Boob World and buy hash browns. This is the most mundane possible errand to run before a trip to a dimension of sentient breasts, and the episode treats it completely straight. But what's more interesting is that we now learn Rick has an air fryer for a mouth. So this is Air Fryer Rick, a new concept. Number 19, Queef Richards, the dead cat. So the master of Leo Shin has a deceased cat named Queef Richards. In a show built on ridiculous names, this broke the fan base, of course. This is one of the most recent and fun ones, and I think most will have a fond memory of this. Number 20, Gerd Jurgen's daughter is in a polycule. So Gerd Jurgen casually mentions his estranged daughter is in a polycule. It was interesting. I thought I'd include it because it was a very obscure and memorable thing that happened in the show. We also, of course, similar to Queef Richards, learned that they have silly names and that Gerd Jurgens remembered all of them. Number 21, Beth's hairdryer and Space Beth sick little filly callback. Beth's line, "My hairdryer makes me come like a wild cat," was kind of compared to Space Beth's iconic sick little filly line, creating a parallel between the two Beths' unapologetic sexual frankness. So this means even if we don't know which one is the clone, they share the same DNA level bluntness. Number 22, Rick's amnesia punch and the no lie. So there's a very significant moment and funny one when it happens when Leo Shin asks Rick, "I'm old and only connect to people by pissing them off. Do you relate to that?" And Rick answers no. This is a hidden emotional core. Rick has spent most of season 9 lost without Rick Prime, picking fights with evil Morty and anyone who'll engage. He is lying to Leo Shin's face, who actually sees through him clearly. The amnesia punch sets up a moment, the lie pays it off. Number 23, Stephen Chow's action choreography style. Now, because this was a reference to Stephen Chow's movies, the entire fight sequence is visually patterned on Stephen Chow's signature style from Kung Fu Hustle, from Shaolin Soccer, wire fu mixed with slapstick, exaggerated physics, and characters discovering absurd hidden powers mid-combat. Summoning Punchy as a divine entity mirrors Chow's habit of escalating fights into the genuinely mythological. Number 24, and kind of a bonus, the Smith family sex run. Now this is a weird one, and I left it for last because, well, Morty has had sex with a sex bot. Rick has had sex with a planet. Beth did have sex with her clone, and Jerry just had sex with the pool robot. Summer hasn't had hers yet, and fans are already speculating that this could happen in this season or season 10. I sincerely don't know what they have in store, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy these, and do you have any that I missed? Be sure to leave them down below in the comments. Check out similar videos that you have right here on screen. I'll see you next time.